What's going on, everyone? So last offseason, when the Los Angeles Lakers signed Gabe Vincent to a 3-year deal, especially at the price in which they signed him for, $11 million a year, it was looked at as a great acquisition. This is a guy that was the starting point guard on Miami's final run, and on many of the nights was their third best player on the basketball court, just doing all the dirty work, hustling, working hard, hitting shots, a guy that really elevated and had a history of elevating come playoff time. Regular season, there are definitely some questions, particularly with his three-point shooting, but he's a guy that you really need on your team. Those hard-nosed, dirty work, willing to sacrifice their bodies, willing to play whatever role is asked of them. He also is the type of guard that historically has played well alongside guys like LeBron James. Think of like George Hill, Avery Bradley, Mario Chalmers, Norris Cole, like guys like that who can initiate the offense, kick it out. LeBron does his thing, and then play off ball and kind of be that 3-and-D guard. And he just is a guy that, especially after losing Dennis Schroder, would have came in, slotted in, and played a real role for the Lakers. And unfortunately, he was hurt the entirety of the season. He played 11 games, and so he's talked about that all offseason, and now he's back and looking good so far in training camp. And even guys like J.J. Redick, as well as several of the players, have really had some real praise about Gabe Vincent. But even J.J. Redick talked about how, he wished he had 10 Gabe Vincents, just because of all the work that he puts in and how much he's willing to, again, be that hustle guy, being that hard-nosed, hard-working guy out on the basketball court that is willing to do whatever is necessary, whatever you need him to do. And that's what you get with Gabe Vincent, right? Talked about this before. Like, Dennis Schroder, his upside when he's on is higher than Gabe Vincent, right? Like, when Dennis Schroder is, a lot of people call it, German Dennis Schroder, right? Like, you look at what he does in FIBA and the Olympics and stuff, right? When he's playing like that in the actual NBA, that Dennis Schroder is just a different beast. And he is. I mean, he's a guy that go get you 20 plus on any given night, defend the best player on the other team, knock down the three ball, apply rim pressure, also make plays for others. Right? Like, he's a guy that when he's on, the upside is really good. I mean, he's won games by himself in a lot of ways down the stretch for the Lakers in previous times. Like, you think of the play-in game, what was it, 2 seasons ago? And he ends up departing, and Gabe Vincent's looked at to kind of step into that role. But Gabe Vincent, however, I think is just the more consistent of the two, right? Like with Dennis Schroder, you don't know what you're going to get. Are you going to get, Germany Dennis Schroder, or are you going to get kind of like inconsistent, 1 of 11, yes, he gives you the defense. You never have to worry about him and his effort and energy on the defensive side of things, and him just being that pest. And also, he's a guy that is he is like the Energizer Bunny, just hyper speed, and can just constantly get into the shirt of the offensive player, right? But Gabe Vincent's a guy where steadily, you're going to just get, 8-10 points a game. You're going to get hard-nosed defense, getting after it, sacrifice his body, doing all the dirty work, right? Playing the right way. And then on occasion, you'll get that 18-point outburst, right? You saw it even in preseason last year where Gabe Vincent had that. He just gets hot, knocks down a couple threes, and able to kind of get in the teeth of the defense, right? But that's fine. That's all you really need, right? Because you have guys like D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, like these guys that are looked at to kind of be more of the offensive firepower. Even guys like Christian Wood kind of come in and be that offensive firepower. Max Christie, Dalton Connect, if he really takes some stride. You need a guy like Gabe Vincent. You need a guy that can initiate the offense, that can slot alongside either guards, right? You could slot him alongside a D'Angelo Russell, slot him alongside an Austin Reeves. I mean, if Jalen Trifino really is playing as good as is advertised, you even slot them and have like that defensive backcourt, right? So that's ideal for Gabe Vincent, kind of that guy that can just be that point of attack, get after it on both sides of the basketball, knock down the three-point shot. And that's the thing. Hopefully he can do that with a level of consistency, because that's been a real problem for him, particularly last season, is that even when he did play, he was like 16% from three-point range. I mean, there was a stretch where he was like 1 of 12 before he hit his next three, and that's not good, right? Like, yes, you need his defense. Yes, you need him to be able to, be that Swiss Army knife in a lot of ways at the guard position, but you also need him to be able to knock down the three-point shot with a level of consistency. Now, he's never been this like elite, great three-point shooter. You look at that run with Miami, he averaged 33.4% from three-point range on 5.1 attempts, which was also the most he had taken. But you look at the previous year before that, 2021-2022, he actually shot 36.8%, so basically 37% on 4.8 attempts, just a hair under 5 attempts. If he could get to that, be 37% on, 4 to 5 attempts per game, now we're talking. Now you're talking about a guy that'll go get you, 8, 10 points a game, like I mentioned, play some defense, get after it, do the dirty work, help with rebounding, help with, he's not like some elite rebounder, but again, he's a guy that'll get after it. And then he's a guy that you can trust and will elevate come playoff time. You look at his playoffs, right? Now, obviously with the Lakers, again, very limited, small sample size, but you look at with Miami, he's that year that he shot 33.4%, in the playoffs, he shot 37.8% on 6.1 attempts and averaged just a hair under 13 points per game with 3.5 assists and 1.5 rebounds with the steal, half a block, right? Like, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that guy that can step up, get after it. And the beauty of Gabe Vincent is he's going to play his role. He's not going to take away from the guys that you need to kind of deliver and thrive. And he's not going to try to go and do too much. He knows what his role is. He knows what is asked of him, right? It's why there's been so much praise by JJ Redick on Gabe Vincent. And he's a guy that just gives you a different look, particularly on the defensive side, than what you have. Right? And you can have, like, when everybody's healthy, have like a defensive unit of like, say there's 7 seconds left, you're up 1, you need a stop. You're not going to go Gabe, you're not going to go with D'Lo and you can go with Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, even throw Cam Reddish out there if you want to, and Anthony Davis. Right? Probably have LeBron out there because LeBron can lock down for a possession. But even if LeBron has the night off on a night or whatever, right? You could have this like defensive unit, and Gabe Vincent can kind of be the kind of leader on that end. I'd love to see him be that for the Lakers. I'd love to see him kind of be the example, set the example, and be that vocal leader on the defensive side of things. Where it's like, no, I'm going to take on the defensive responsibilities. I'm going to make sure that guys are doing what they're supposed to do on the defensive side. And when I'm out there on the basketball court, I'm going to lead by example. That's the idea. That's what your hope is. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Do you believe in Gabe Vincent? Do you think Gabe Vincent's really going to do a number this season? Do you think he's really going to be somebody that you can count on and rely on this year on both sides of the basketball? Do you think no, not on the offense side, more on the defense side? Do you think he'll have a balance? Do you think that he's going to be a real key piece to the Lakers this season and just a rotation and everything like that? Because I do. I think he really has the opportunity to be an impact guy on this Lakers roster this year. Obviously, there's still the chance that he ends up getting traded, but I was excited that the Lakers signed him, as was most people, right? Because it was a very good pickup and a very good acquisition, and I still think it can continue to be. But he's got to stay healthy, got to stay on the court, because the best ability is availability. We need Gabe Vincent to be the best version of himself out on the basketball court. We need him to actually be able to play out on the basketball court. And if he can kind of, find his footing, find his role, just be that do everything guy, do the hustle work, right? You look at like the 2020 team, right? Think of guys like Alex Caruso and just the way that he operated and played and kind of did everywhere. Now, I'm not saying Gabe Vincent is Alex Caruso, but to have that guy that just that he's willing to do whatever is asked, willing to sacrifice his body, willing to play defense, willing to kind of get in the teeth. Think of guys like, Trevor Ariza, like when we had our title runs and stuff, right? Like, you need those dirty work guys. Even like a Derek Fisher, right? Like, those kind of guys you need out there on the basketball court. But anyway, as always, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.